Insight number 5. Sometimes a person presents a lifestyle or behavior as if it is absolutely valid, as if the artificial reality which he is exemplifying or speaking of is the way things really are. So this happens often in movies, and also you see it happen in actual life as well. Often you see it in people who are very pretentious. Okay. So let's take the example of some movies. Some movies present a certain lifestyle, as if that's the way things are, and without actually blatantly telling you this is the way to live, but just living it visually on screen. They're exemplifying it. They're showing by example, and that's a very powerful statement, to show by example. And then people learn from this. Some people learn from this to absorb that reality and experience life as it is being shown on screen. A small example of that is that often you see drinking displayed in movies, and what's associated with it is like somebody often drinking a lot and then becoming sick, getting a hangover next day, and often now this is a very negative experience, the hangover, but often they display it with something fun, a funny experience, so that you get to see the hangover and you get to experience fun with it. So instead of stating the truth that, hey, this is actually quite terrible and entirely negative, plus you know some people that don't know what they did the night before, instead of seeing it as an absolute negative, what they're presenting it as, hey, this is here, but also it's fun. They present it with fun, you know. So you as an audience member who watches gets the experience of fun along with that entirely negative aspect. So it's a sort of a manipulation, whether purposefully or not. People can get an incorrect view, an incorrect perspective of drinking, thinking it's fun and the negative experience. Many people experience drinking and it's entirely negative, no fun at all, in the morning especially, and so many other things that go along with it. Some people experience drinking and add the fun along with it because they've experienced this online, so thinking that is real, they decide on going that path, making the fun part of that, and so their experience of the whole experience is negative and fun. This is what they perceive it to be as. So they're presenting it as absolutely valid. A way a person talks to you, what they do, how they do it. All these things are projecting a reality, and whether you're going to buy into it or not, that's the question. Okay, so there are some people who have a lifestyle that is very damaging to themselves and or to others. For example, they stay up late into the night partaking of intoxicating drugs. when presenting this lifestyle to others, they might say, "Come on, man, it's really good. It will relax you." Then we will just sit here with the guys partying the night away. All right. Now, in this case, the person sharing this information has just presented a lifestyle of a way of spending the evening. The evening consists of two things. One, damaging oneself. That's terrible. Because I'm laughing because it's so odd. So, okay. One, damaging oneself. Possibly damaging others, because once intoxicated, who knows what you will do afterward if you start roaming the streets. Two, in totality, the evening is presented with the idea that it is cool, maybe even fun, and that it is real good. An example of behavior, yes. So I'm talking about sometimes the person presents a lifestyle or behavior as if it is absolutely valid. An example of behavior would be if you are among others and one of them starts jokingly insulting other races, nationalities, or persons. Two things are presented here. One, insulting others and sometimes calling them inferior. Two, this insulting is presented in a joking manner to give it a flair of fun and good times. Anyone can start talking about anything, and if you listen to only their point of view, no matter how strange it is, you do have the ability to see the logic behind it and to identify with it. However, our life is not about simply listening to other people's limited and broken logic and to go along with it. Our life can be much greater than that. It can be about taking into consideration many or possibly all points of view in order to find a behavior or a lifestyle that is beneficial to all. So this is very, 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 very crucial. If you start listening to somebody and do not allow yourself to consider various perspectives and just listen to their perspective and their logical way of thinking, their logic, their brand of logic, you're out of touch with reality. Addictions or obsessive behavior or just these things occur because the person is living an imbalanced life. He's focused on maybe one or two areas of life, and the rest of his life is gone awry, gone messed up. He's just not focused on it, and he does not progress in the rest of his life. Only he's focused on this, and this is damaging to himself. So let's say he's only focused on his bodybuilding, Now every other area of his life is suffering because of it. If he focuses on his relationship only, every area, his family, his relationship with God, his ambitions, everything is forgotten because he's focused on the woman and his relationship. Even though the relationship may be good, it's taking away from reality. One ought to focus on the whole, every aspect of the whole, to make a proper decision of what to do. Eat right, sleep right, have a good relationship, have family, have friends, be ambitious with various things, projects that you want to do to help society, whatever, all this stuff, So you need to be aware of this is very important, that when this idea, which is when you're presented with information bluntly being told to you or shown by example, such as in movies, you see some movie person do something and then you learn from that. Not to buy into it automatically. Understand that some people, just because people do certain things doesn't mean it's right. Just because they present some way of being and doing doesn't mean that you automatically have to follow. You understand that your mind, you want to be a conscious, alive person, and live person rather than a robotic. And you have to understand that when somebody is showing a particular lifestyle of theirs, it is teaching you. Also, it's highly manipulative. You don't know if what they're showing is absolutely true, but they're presenting it as if it's absolutely true. Let's bring out some examples on sexual presentations. So I found this information up from an ex-porn actress who describes in a testimony to some official governmental body in the United States. And this was on YouTube, I found, and she said that women are being abused in sexual programs, many sexual presentations. Example she gave was, there's a man who has a 12-inch genital organ, and he is inserting it into in a ramming fashion into the woman. You know, she says she herself, not herself, I mean the woman that this is being done on, she does not have the capability to hold 12 inches. So where do you think the rest of the genital organ goes to? She said it goes into her internal organs. It's physically messing up her other parts of her internal organs. And so what you see on screen is, oh, she's greatly acting like she's really enjoying this, but actually she's suffering. She's in pain. This is what she said, that many of the actresses are loading up on pain medication because they have to take painkillers. On a daily basis, they are having so much sexual interaction that their privates are hurting. And so they're in such pain they don't want to feel anything when they go to the set. So they are taking painkillers and to feel absolutely nothing. They're not feeling absolutely zero. And they have to do supreme acting to present to you on with these videos that, oh yes, they're really thoroughly enjoying it. So they're presenting this reality, oh yes, we're really thoroughly enjoying it, but actually no, they're not. You know, it's fake. And they're presenting a reality which is not true. Exemplifying, oh yes, we're enjoying it. No, you don't know if it's true or not, and it isn't. It's good that this lady came forward and gave this information. Yeah, so a lot of people have died because of overload of pain medication. They eventually died. Then they started, once they realized that people die because of this stuff, they started taking alcohol and other kind of drugs to stay alive and not feel the pain or numb the pain. What she also said was that the women were called on set. A woman was called on set and asked to perform sexual interaction with this man, but she said there were no cameras present, and the man said, "Yeah, you're under contract to interact with me." And intimidation methods of inserting scissors in her privates were used. This is what she mentioned. Essentially, they were enslaved, abused thoroughly, and she said it has ties into prostitution. Right, so This is very important. So people are watching these very sexual programs thinking, oh, this is so fantastic. The woman is enjoying it so thoroughly. And she's not. It's fake. 90%, 90% of women, I remember seeing this thing online somewhere, 90% of women who go into creating a sexual video, 90% of them never try again. The experience is so horrific and negative, they don't try it again. That's why you see a lot of these women videos online. You see a lot of women who are new and fresh. You never see them again. 10% who go into contract become essential slaves. And a lot of them become that way. Now, let's see. It's a very sobering thought. The lying. I remember I was walking with my sign on Oxford Street, and it said "Sex Addiction Cure." A lady stopped me and said, she admitted that she was one of the persons who would video one of the shoots, and she said it's the most boring place you could be in. And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "It's all acting." It's fake. Anyway, so yeah, good.